All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, Frieza Saga didn't love next week. So therefore, a lot of characters coming out, as we see in this trailer right here. So today we're going to be talking about a few things, about a few episodes I think that could be getting both in the future, and also a few character predictions for next week's Frieza Saga campaign, both. So therefore, let me know who you guys think. What do you think is probably going to come as the LLF, or possibly, or maybe a tag unit? Let me know. I'm excited to hear it. I'm excited for this campaign myself. Enjoyed this as a kid growing up. But yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to join Discord down on the link. It'll be linked in the description. Always welcome new members. But yeah, hop into the video. I'll see you guys there.
Let's do this! And this is Super Vegito! Show me how tough you are by beating me!
Alright everyone, JB here. We're back with another Dragon Ball Legends video here on the channel today. Now today, we're going to be going over a few predictions, a couple, little ideas and topics to talk about a couple, episodes that we possibly could get buffed before Legends Fest, and also a little bit about some character predictions for the current episode that's getting buffed, which is Frieza Saga. Now, as always, if you enjoyed the video or this video was somewhat helpful to you, consider joining the channel, hit the subscribe button, leave a like on the video, it's very much appreciated. And also I want to give a quick shout out to everyone that, on your feedback from my most recent video. So therefore, when I do some of these tier lists, I'm doing them based off of mainly my experience, which, sometimes you have to look at it in a different perspective of how, everyone else is to the units. You can, switch them around. Not every unit was great coming out these past month or so. But yeah, I appreciate everyone's feedback. It definitely helps me get a bigger insight at looking at things. And the first thing we're gonna look at the Frieza Saga. We're gonna do a couple character predictions and everything. And then after that, we're gonna do our other episodes that I think that could possibly get a buff. Now, looking at Frieza Saga, right? We recently just got a Zenkai for this Goku right here. Solid unit. I feel like don't know if he'll age pretty well or not, but I feel like he's probably like one of the most recent units to get a Zenkai that quick. So they're definitely, we might see something similar to maybe Kaioken for next week on the reveals. Now, one thing that we do know that I mentioned before the video started, showing you guys the trailer, they do have a whole bunch of Ginyu Force. You have Captain Ginyu in the trailer. You have Raccoon. You have Birder, Jace, and the other little guy after that, Gordo. So here's first off, right? We could definitely see some form of a tag, Ginyu Force, right? So maybe some form of a tag Jace and Birder. I wouldn't mind that. We don't have no representation of them really that much in the game at all. And Frieza Saga could use the buff. Or maybe a tag Dodoria or Zarbon. Even if we don't get either one of these guys for a summonable character, we need some form of Zarbon in the game as a free-to-play character at least. And I don't know if we have, we do not. But we need the transformation Zarbon. Like, we need him to be able to transform as a transforming unit. Now, say it's transforming warrior. I don't know if this is similar to his actual transformation anime, which I don't think so. But if you know, right? He transforms to his form, and he's a bit bulkier and everything. Now, first off, that's what I think. We could definitely see maybe a Tad, Birder, or Jace. Maybe a Zarbon or Dodoria. If not, hopefully a free-to-play unit, like I said. Now, as far as the LF we're looking at so far, a couple options though in, you know, obviously being Goku, seeing people saying Frieza and people saying Captain Ginyu. Now Captain Ginyu, I actually really think the chances of him, between him and Goku, is kind of 50-50, but I feel like Captain Ginyu could definitely be worth the LF because, you know, Ginyu Force, Zarbon, Frieza, all these guys played a big part in the Frieza Saga, so therefore it's a lot of characters that they can really pick from to give the LF to, right? But this guy, you know, we don't have, like I said, we literally don't have much representation of him. We have a Sparkin right here, which we just looked at. We have the one where he took Goku's body right there. And I think we have an EX of him, no, a hero. And not too much, you know, we have an EX right here and a hero. There's not too much representation of him, you know. And the thing is, I don't think it's Frieza, mainly because we just, you know, not even that long ago, right? We just got Goku and Frieza. So look at Universe Rep, and Frieza is part of Lineage of Evil, Frieza Force, all those tags, right? So I really feel like we won't be seeing a Frieza not until later on this year. But I'm not saying that it is impossible for us to get a Frieza, because, you know, maybe another full power Frieza, right? Or maybe a first form Frieza. But we have, you know, we have full power Frieza in the game. We have the final form Frieza, and then we also have this one who has a Zenkai, I think. So, you know, we already gotten recently a final form Frieza. So maybe a, you know, an LF first form Frieza. We do have that Frieza, I think, right? But I don't think it's from the Frieza Saga. That one is from the actual like Bardock, like the originals, I believe. I think it is this one. Yeah. So this Frieza is from the Bardock series, where him and Bardock faced off. Now besides that, you know, because in the trailer they showed all these characters, and another one is also Gohan. You know, we could possibly get maybe a 1% spark in Gohan. I feel like it's either that or it's going to be another EX unit. You know, no one really uses EX units, but you know, they're all, like, for me, they're fun to collect. It's a collector's game. Besides, you know, looking at Goku, first thing being is that we see the Kaioken on the home screen, so maybe that could be hidden towards something. It was something similar with the Majin Buu Saga, where they had the LF in the front and then they had Kid Buu in the back, which ended up being the Ultra. So maybe we could possibly, maybe his Zenkai is leading towards some form of a Kaioken, you know, times 20 LF. You know, I wouldn't mind that at all. You know, Kaioken is definitely a cool technique. Now another one I want to look at really quick before we move on is Goku. Now Spirit Bomb Goku in particular, right? Now we don't have an LF version of this guy. We have an LF version of just, like, you know, the Super Saiyan Goku. So here's the thing I want to see. For Goku, it could either be Spirit Bomb Goku, where maybe we get some form of a mechanic, right? Similar to like the anime, where, you know, if they do that, I feel like it might be a tag unit, maybe him and Piccolo, and something similar to, like, you know, the Boo Boys with the standby unit. While you're fighting, you know, timer counts are going down, you can see the Spirit Bomb maybe like in the background, just constantly filling up. That would be something cool to look at and see. Or if we don't get that, so I feel like if they just give us like just a standard LF Spirit Bomb Goku, I don't think it would be that cool without a mechanic, something like to just make it feel special, right? Because technically that was the part in the series where we thought Frieza was pretty much dead. Now looking at another variation is, besides the Super Saiyan Goku, right? I'm hoping that we can see possibly like a Rage Super Saiyan Goku. When I say Rage, there was a time in the series, and like in one of the episodes, where he pretty much had a rage moment. When I believe Frieza was talking about Krillin, when he obviously killed him, you know. But yeah, so therefore, I do want to see that. You know, this guy, when he came out, was pretty busted. You know, getting every counter literally with a blue card is pretty insane if you ask me. But that's what I think. Goku, either a Spirit Bomb or maybe a Rage SSJ. Maybe Kaioken is still in the picture. Frieza, like I mentioned, is highly undoubted. I really don't see it, but I would love another first form LF Frieza from the Frieza Saga, not the one from the Bardock Saga. Like I said, Captain Ginyu is probably the highest, most definitely. And then, you know, same thing with these guys. You know, Ginyu, I mean not Ginyu, Rikume, pretty much Ginyu Force, right? We're gonna see some form of maybe a tag unit or just a few sparkling characters. Now another series we're gonna look at is the Beerus Saga. Now I did have a few, this is the wrong one. I did have a few people talk about when I made my prediction video, or yeah, when I think I made a prediction video about something. It'll pop up on the screen in front of y'all. So not a lot going on for this, right? Now obviously these guys are all from like the actual Super series. There's that, and then the movie, which are both still similar, just this is just like the anime itself. We don't have a lot going on for this tag at all. You know, the most recent person that we have is from the Universe Survival Saga, which would be the Blue Beerus. And this guy is, there's no question about it, he's not usable. Not at all. He's not usable. So we need some form. I was seeing a lot of people saying maybe a transforming Super Saiyan Goku, the Super Saiyan God. Some people were saying that. Some other people were saying maybe a revival Goku. Say from, if you remember the exact episode, this guy lost his powers and then he charged up the Super Saiyan. It was under a bunch of rocks. I'm pretty sure most of you know what I'm talking about. That could be like a revival unit. There's a lot of there's a few things that they can do with that. Same thing with Beerus. You know, we need another variation of Beerus from either the movie itself. I feel like this was the LF from the anime. So we need to see something maybe from that. Yeah, I would love to see another Beerus, because it's been a while since we had another Beerus. It's a cool character. Same thing with God Goku. You know, I would love the concept of a revival Super Saiyan Goku, or maybe a transforming Goku. Same thing. As far as anything else, you know, we got this guy so long ago. They could possibly give us something for Vegeta, maybe another 1% Sparking. Wouldn't mind that at all. Let me know what you guys think. You know, as far as like certain episodes that they can buff, because you know they're not on a certain path showing every time what episode they're gonna buff. You know, they like to give hints. Legends like to give hints. And another one we'll look at is, if I can find it, the Saiyan Saga. I love the Saiyan Saga. I really hate that they haven't done much with this episode or this tag in general. It's not a lot, right? Only best character that came out was Vegeta, and he wasn't, I wouldn't say he was all that, right? So, you know, we got a few sparking characters here, but all these characters are outdated. That is the issue. You know, within like that 6 month, 8 month time period, most units, unless they get a buff during that time period, they're gonna be outdated by then. That's how it is. It's a gotcha game. Hopefully we can see something. I want to see, you know, besides Kaioken, right? I would love to see a Kaioken from this series. Besides this guy, you know, this guy, like, that's outdated. So I want to see an updated version of that. Maybe give us something like Tien, Yamcha. We would love a 1% Sparking from that. You got Raditz. You don't have much representation of him either. I don't know if he's worthy of an LF, but give us an updated, you know, 1% Sparking, because we've had many times that 1% Sparkings are doing better in terms of kit wise, damage, all that good stuff than some LF units that get released together. You know, it's happened a couple times. So Would love to see that. As far as the LF from this series, they only gave us the grade 8 Vegeta. So maybe we can get in Kaioken Goku maybe, where his legendary finish is similar to their clash with him and Vegeta, that final clash. As far as that, you know, there's a few characters they can add in here as well. You got Nappa, got Gohan right here, Piccolo, this guy being very outdated with even getting his Zenkai. Same thing for this guy. There's a lot they can do. You know, I feel like they're holding out on certain episodes for different time periods, which is understandable. Now, one more thing I want to look at is I don't think that we'll get it before Festival. It's probably going to be GT or like the Shadow Dragon Saga, because I talked about this in my other video when I was talking about possible predictions, you know, for the festival. We could definitely, I think Gogeta is definitely guaranteed to be around the festival, because we've seen a fusion every single festival, and Gogeta has not, you know, we haven't seen him. We haven't seen any updated version of him. He hasn't gotten a Zenkai. He wasn't around the anniversary recently, so we got VB instead of him. So, you know, we can definitely see him, you know, because all these guys, he got a Zenkai. We got these guys right here. We also had Dot Baby who got a Zenkai during last year's festival. So I definitely see GT getting a whole, just like either part 1 or part 2, just above GT themselves, similar to last year, because GT has not been buffed for almost a year. So that it's been a while, you know, and I'm pretty sure these guys are tired of carrying the bats. You know, they're great. This guy's great, but we got VB in the meta, so kind of hard to just use him, right? But yeah, definitely want to see something like Gogeta. Give us an updated Omega Shenron. You know, we don't have an LF version of him. We do have the free-to-play Ultra, but you know, he's squishy, right? He's very squishy. We'd love to see that. Maybe give us another 1% sparking of, I would say, probably Mr. Maj. Ooh, yeah, this guy's pretty old. I remember when he first came out, people were just spamming his green card, which is crazy. You know, we'd love to see that. Give us something of him. There's so many characters that they can give us updated sparking versions of, or even some of you can consider an LF. Sorry guys, you know, it's your boy stuttering. But like Super Baby, he definitely could get an LF. We all considered this last year at some point of time when they was doing the buffs by giving Zenkais and everything for, you know, GT itself. We could definitely see, I don't know about these two guys, they wouldn't be worth an LF. As far as that, either Omega, you know, you got Gogeta here for possibly the Ultra, and like I said, maybe Super Baby 2, you know, with them being pretty much the biggest villains in the game, or not in the game, but the biggest villains pretty much for GT. And yeah, that's personally what I think. A few tags or episodes basically. There are some other ones that we could possibly go over, but I feel like looking at all these, right, it's kind of hard, right, to look at. Like looking at Future Trunks Saga, we just got VB, so therefore, and we just got his Zenkai as well. They're not touching that for some months. So yeah, looking at some other things like animated original sagas, we'll love to see something new from this. You know, maybe another variation of Bardock. We do have a few in the game, but they're pretty outdated. So, you know, same thing. Maybe give us a banner where we're literally got nothing but Team Bardock on it. That would be pretty fun to have a full team like that. But let me know what you guys think. Those are a few of the episodes that I think personally. I feel like GT wise, like, you know, the Shadow Dragon Saga, we possibly won't get that until Festival. because I feel like GT is definitely going to play a big part in the festival like it did last year. So, you know, that's personally what I think. Top 2 is probably going to be God of Destruction, you know, Saga pretty much. And pretty much, I'm trying to find it. I just had it. Well, we're gonna leave it at that. Saiyan Saga, that's what I was trying to look for right there. So those are the 2 that I feel like are in dire need. There's plenty of other, you know, episodes as well. Like I mentioned, anime original sagas. Androids, I could say yeah. There's a Cell that's technically not part of this episode. And pretty much the recent one is literally Trunks and the droids. And they got released about a year ago. So yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think about the video. Let me know which episodes, or even just tags in general, which ones do you want to see get buffed. We have about 2 months until the festival, or before the festival starts. So therefore, you know, plenty of time to save up. So if you're saving for the festival, I suggest saving up. But yeah, hope everyone have a blessed day. It's your boy JB. I'm out.